Welcome back to It's Just a Conversation. This is the show where we have genuine conversations, promote growth, and have fun at the same time. I am your host, KB. And today, man, I'm sitting down with a special guest, I would like to call him. You feel me? My dog. Well, I can't say my dog, my ape. You feel me? My brother. You feel me? Been knowing my boy since college, man. Them college days that swiftly motherfucking pass. You feel me? We done seen it. We done been through some times of ourselves. And I'm glad to have you here, my brother.
I appreciate you, dog.
For sure. Man. So what's up, bro? How you been, brother?
Man, I've been cool. Been chilling. Actually just getting back off vacation.
Okay.
Me and the wife went to St. Martin for a few days, so relaxed out there, caught the sun, 80-degree weather was real nice.
St. Martin, shit, I ain't that shit. I was like, I heard it, the Martin show. How was St. Martin? Shit.
Nah, it was nice, bro. It was real nice. Like I said, we spent a few days down there, very relaxed. I was telling my wife, this is my first time, like my first trip, actually going on with nothing planned, and the only plan was to relax. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
We weren't really going there like to turn up and get drunk. You know what I'm saying? It was really just, we finna relax. We finna enjoy ourselves. Have a clear mind out here, and it was, man, I enjoyed it, man. I'm like, I'm gotta do this again. So
for sure. My last vacation was I want to say Montego Bay, Jamaica. Okay. So that was my last little relaxation.
Y'all did the bamboo rafts.
Yeah. Hold on, did we do the bamboo raft? Nah, we did some water tube and shit.
Okay.
Water tube, but I saw the bamboo raft where they go and rub the little stuff on you and all that. Nah, we ain't doing that. I ain't playing the game, man. So the last time you was here, bro, I know you was in Atlanta for a little bit, and then you relocated to South Carolina. Like, what was that move? What was that move like for you?
Yeah. So I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. The move was straight. So the original plan was to be in Atlanta. I lived in a few different spots, actually thinking about it.
Right.
I lived in Birmingham for a couple of years. I lived in New York, moved back to Birmingham, then moved to Atlanta. But when the money called, you pick up and answer. So we packed up and moved to Charlotte, and since then it's been great, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like I was a little skeptical about Charlotte, right? Like coming from Atlanta, like I love New York. New York is my favorite place to live.
How though? Like New York was just like when I was up there for the time I was up there, that shit was just like so many people. It is like it's too congested for me. Like how did you vibe with that? Like
yeah, what part were you in? Like
I was in the city. Like I was in
stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a little different. So I stayed in Brooklyn while I was up there. So it's a little more residential. But it was just, I don't know, I just fell in love with the culture. Like it was just a culture shock for me. Like I'm coming from I was born and raised in Chattanooga, so it's a city. It's not like country, but it ain't big. You know what I'm saying? It ain't Atlanta. It's not even Birmingham at that. So real small. And so when I went up to New York, bro, I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the culture, the freedom that you have out there. I felt like for myself, I grew the most up there. You know what I'm saying? As a person, as a man, like I experienced a lot up there. But I loved it, bro. It is congested, dude. It is a lot of people. I'm telling you, man, on the way to work, like I'm riding the train to work, bro. It's so packed, but you can't be late to work. People just shove you on, like you just so you know what I'm saying? You really on the train, just like they're like some sardines in there. Like
you can't be no Atlanta nigga up there. Like, hey man, god damn, like
nah.
You can't do that. You gotta.
But the thing is cool because everybody just focused. Everybody just trying to get to work. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to disrespect you, but I need to get on this train to get to work. So let's just work together to do this.
Okay.
But yeah, so I love that. But like I said, trying to move to Charlotte, it was like, dang, it's almost like I'm going backwards. Like I was happy for the opportunity that we had to move there, right? But it was like, dang, it's probably small. It's probably not a lot to do here. Not a lot of restaurants. I fell in love with the Atlanta restaurant scene, even though they, you know what I'm saying, they sell the same type of stuff. But I like the vibe of the restaurants. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't feel like Charlotte had any of that. But when I got there, man, Charlotte actually booming. You know what I'm saying? Like it's growing at a fast rate too. Since I've been there, I've known a few more people to move there. You can just tell like it's going to get a lot bigger. So I'm proud that I'm there and happy that I'm there a little early. You know what I'm saying? A little later than some, but a little early as far as like the boom and what I think Charlotte is going to be in the next few years. So it was cool, man. It's been cool. I've been loving it.
Okay. So the big move you done been through a few big moves, but what I've seen, you feel me? You got married in the process, and you done had brought handsome baby boy into this world.
Yeah,
You
appreciate
feel me? So how has it been navigating life with these new roles?
I wouldn't say, yeah, they are new roles, but I wouldn't say it's totally new to me, right? Like, I think it's very similar being a boyfriend and a husband, if you ask me. So I was already with my wife. We just wasn't married, but I was already with her. And so I think it's I don't think it's a hard transition as much people say. You know what I'm saying? Because we was already living together.
Shit, that's a. I got my opinions on that, but we gonna get to it.
Yeah, because the reason I say that is because like when I first started dating her, we already had the mindset that we were going to get married. Like we kind of knew right off the bat. So like a lot of those things that people say save to later, or like we wasn't doing it. Like we knew this was it for us. We knew this was the last stop for us.
You was dating with a purpose.
With a purpose from the beginning.
Okay.
So like just for an example, it's a real small example. It's not it's not something real, but women be like, I'm not cooking for this man. That's not my husband. Like none of that stuff, none of that typical mindset was in our relationship because we wasn't scared to lose. Like we knew that if we do this together and we stay committed, you know what I'm saying? So for me, like the transition from boyfriend to fiance to husband was real smooth for me. But I'm not gonna lie, like being a father though, that was a big transition though because you don't have control of your timing anymore. So everything is, what I'm
Break
saying?
that down. What you mean by that?
Everything is now has to do about my son. You know what I'm saying? It's not myself. So especially the first year when I go to sleep, I can't go to sleep and just take a nap in a day if he not ready to go take a sleep. Like, I'm going to watch him. So even that, like something that small is that different, right? Like now, like if I'm just picking up food from, from anywhere, finna bring it home, I got to think about what my son's going to eat. Like everything changes, right? Like
okay.
It's not like a natural instinct like to just make that transition for someone smaller. It is for someone for my wife, right? Like if I'm picking up food, I can pick up the same thing that I'm eating for her. Or, anything that I'm doing. If I want to take a nap, I don't have to be like, have to wait on her to take a nap. I'm just gonna take a nap or anything like that. So like it's a transition, but it's been fulfilling, I'm gonna say. So
okay. So now I know you feel me, I know some backstory about you. I know you grew up with both parents in the home, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think growing up with both parents in the home gave you an advantage for this position that you're in right now?
Now that's a good question. I wouldn't say an advantage, right? Like it plays a part, but I don't think it's an advantage because somebody who didn't grow up with both parents could be just as good as a father or good as a husband as I am. It don't take both parents to do that, right? Like absence can sometimes make you, something, that you want to be, right? Like say someone that didn't have a father in their life, they can be like, oh, I never had this, so let me be this to this person, right? So they don't necessarily have to be a father to do that.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say it gives me an advantage, but it does play a part. I can admit that it does play a part in these roles that I am now. But I think it's more important that I grew up with, and it wasn't perfect, right? Like everybody goes through their own stuff, whether it's both parents, single parent, no parents. Like everybody go through different things, but
right.
I think my experience is like you want to make sure that you're a good communicator. That plays a role in being a good father and a good husband, right? You don't necessarily have to have both parents to be a good communicator, but it's a pivotal thing for that relationship in these new roles that I'm in now. So like I said, I don't think it's an advantage, but it does play a part though. Yeah.
I would think, okay, I'm glad you cleared it up because when I was coming, I'm like, man, I want to know the difference because I didn't have that. You feel me? My father was definitely in my life, but we wasn't in the same home together. So I was just thinking like seeing that dynamic, you feel me? Like you not learning this shit on the fly. Can't no woman tell you, oh, this is what a man's supposed to be doing because you saw how your father interacted with your mother in the house.
Yeah. Now you make a good point. What, like, I think what I'm trying to say is a little bit is that, like it's just not always perfect. Like especially when you're growing up, you don't know what you have, right? Like, So having both parents in my life, like that was I would say one of my biggest blessings that I had. But in the time, like sometimes I'll be ashamed to have both parents in my home because none of my friends did. So it made me feel special. It made me feel like I'm the oddball out when none of my friends really had that. So it makes me feel bad. You know what I'm saying? When, I have my mom and my dad showing up to every sports practice and everything. It's like these my friends, they don't have nobody showing up for them. Why you got to be at my stuff? At that time, I looked at it as a negative. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Okay.
So like it was a different experience for me growing up. So I don't think I learned as much as I should have in the moment because you don't really take advantage of that. You look at it as you're the odd one out, and you get. I wouldn't say like I didn't get picked on, right? But like your daddy around, you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that.
Will you fire hell at basketball though? So I mean, somebody got to be like watching you, like that's my boy. You feel?
Yeah. He was definitely there. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing my mom and stuff like that. But that's just a small part of it. But like you know what I'm saying, you don't really think of it as an advantage when you're growing up. Like you sometimes, like I felt like you know what I'm saying, I didn't really want them there because none of my friends had their parents there, so that made me feel bad or felt like, you know what I'm saying, I'm special. You know, so I never want to feel like I was more special than any of my friends. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we all the same, but that made me stand out a little more, which I didn't like that type of attention.
At that time. Okay.
Yep.
So when did you know, like, I'm ready to be, you knew you was going to be a husband, like you was ready to be a husband?
Yeah, I don't think anybody is really actually ready to be a husband. Like it's something that's going to be new. But I think going into it for me, before I really start dating my wife, it was like, am I attracting the type of woman? Am I attracting the type of woman that I, you know what I'm saying, that I think I could have? Which in the same sentence, you know, she wants a popping husband, right? Am I that type of man like that she's gonna want? And so for me, it was like I need to worry about myself first. I need to start getting on the journey of being the man that I know that I can be.
Okay.
Right? To be able to attract the type of woman that I want. And so like it was never a part that it never thought that am I ready to be a husband? It was the thought process of am I preparing myself? Because it's gonna be an ongoing journey. So it was like, am I on the journey becoming the man that I want to be? Because I'm still not that man today. You know what I'm saying? That I know that I can be, even when I initially started the process of growing and really reflecting and maturing as a person. Like I'm still not the person I need to be. So it was more so about the journey than the actual destination for me when you know what I'm saying, when I'm thinking about becoming a husband.
Okay. Like, and something that you said that you're still not that man that you want to be. Like, bro, that's real. Mm-hmm. Like that's real as it can motherfucking come. Cause I know we have our plans in our head. Oh, I should be here by a certain amount of time. I've been undid this, accomplished this, had that. And it's just like God have his own timing. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
Yep. And I'm glad you said that too. Cause like, bro, like people don't get themselves enough grace either.
I damn sure don't.
You know what I'm saying? So like for me, going on this journey and not being the man that I know what I can be, but knowing that I'm on that right track, like I have to in that same breath give myself grace to be like, man, I'm okay. I'm exactly where I need to be, exactly where God wants me to be right now. And that gives me the confidence and, you know what I'm saying, that motivation to keep going. You know what I'm saying? And that's another like another thing with becoming a husband and being a father too. It's like, man, like I can have off days and I can lean on my wife for that, right? Like when I have an off day, when I have a bad day. But I can't have too many of those, right? Like when I wake up, like I control the energy in my house. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I gotta wake up every day and bring it, bro. I wake up, but believe it or not, bro, I wake up most mornings at least 3 to 4 times a week at 4:15 a.m.
Gotta get to it.
I gotta get to it, bro. Because if I'm not preparing myself for the day, that's before my son and my wife even thinking about getting up, bro. Mm-hmm. If I'm not preparing myself for what we gotta go through today and like the tackle and what I gotta do to lead my family, then bro, you just gonna be lost. So like even that like is different for me. But I like that, bro. I like just waking up and making sure that I'm controlling the energy in my house because that's what they look for me for. So
for sure. So when you got your wife, you feel me? When you met your wife, how did you know like this the one right here? Like I gotta marry her. Like this the one, because you know we done graduated from some crazy situations. We done graduated from the CBC. You feel me? And I tell you what that, you know, I'm gonna let the people try to figure out what that mean, but we'll have a chuckle about that after the, you feel me? But we done graduated from that.
Yeah. So I mean, I've had, you know what I'm saying, everybody had their fair share of people they dated that you wouldn't necessarily say you regret, right? Because you learn from it, but everybody been in bad situations. So I don't think mine is any different than anybody else's. And I could have been that bad situation for somebody else.
I mean, we ain't perfect.
Yeah, but for me, knowing when she, you know, that she was the one I think it was mutual, right? I think a lot of relationships fail because one person think the other person is this person for them and the one for them, and the other person is still just dating, like they're still unsure. For me, it was when we, you know what I'm saying, it was actually upon our first link up, bro, that we both knew, like, it was a mutual agreement, like, dang, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we felt it. Like, it was a feeling. It wasn't a continuous dating thing. Like, our first link up, bro, we met up in DC, and we spent the weekend in DC, and on I think our second night there, it was like, man, it was a feeling I really can't explain. It was just like we just both knew we was on the same page. It was like, nah, this is it. And we, like, I ain't trying to sound like no simp or nothing, but like, we cried together, bro, because it was like,
man, that's a person that you love. You can't sound simping is when you're just after any kind of woman and you doing the same thing with it. But when you're really into a woman and you really like somebody, bro, that ain't simping.
Yeah, so it was surreal, man. We sat there and we cried together and we was like, nah, this is it. Like, this is what we're gonna do. This is what God has for us, and we moved forward with that, and we haven't looked back since. So, like, it wasn't that I knew she was the one. It was we both knew that we, like, made feature, like, this is it. And we moved on from there, and like, we ain't looked back, so we ain't slowed down since, bro. We like, I guess we started talking, like, the talking stage in like June. August, we met up in DC.
Okay.
We started dating in DC. I was engaged to her within 11 months, married within another 11 months from there. Like, it moved quick because we already knew what we wanted. So it wasn't I knew she was the one. She knew I was the one. I knew she was the one. We didn't have to work towards that. We just knew that this is the outcome that we're gonna have for each other.
That's what's up. So a guy that he probably be looking like, you feel me? Okay, I want to get married. But I don't know if the person that I'm with is the right one. What is some generic things that you can say, like, you feel me? These are the must-haves in a wife. Like, these are some qualities that you should look for in a woman that, you know, you can, from those qualities, basically, you can be like, okay, she's a good candidate to marry.
Mm-hmm. First and foremost, like, I think it's like your beliefs and your character. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, my wife loved God. Like, we discussed that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's off, I feel like that person is not for you.
So one person can't be Muslim and the other one Christian.
I can only speak for my situation, right? Like, it might work for somebody else.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? It might work for somebody else, but for me, like, that has to be aligned. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that trickles down to a lot of other things and a lot of the ways that you approach life.
I agree.
So it might work for somebody else, and they might figure out how to maneuver through that. But for me, like, the person, we have to have the same beliefs. Then next is just definitely character, man. I've been seeing this one thing on social media about the one dude that was talking about the girl not buying the $20 food for or whatever. Have you seen that?
I saw a post about it, but I ain't really dive into it. Explain it for me, like, what was going on?
Yeah, so he's saying he was dealing or dating this one girl. They wasn't like exclusive, but they were dating and seeing each other, right? And so she was driving to come see him one weekend or one day or whatever, and he had asked her to bring him some food.
Okay.
She goes on to say either you can send me the money for it or something like that, instead of just go right ahead and bring him food, right? So I'm not gonna get into whether that's you should or should not bring the food, but however that person saw it, he saw it as a character flaw in the woman, who was saying that they don't share the same values. As far as if someone asks you to bring food, you're gonna bring, like, if I'm dealing with you, I'm just gonna bring you some food. It's not gonna be about the money, right? So I'm not gonna say I agree or disagree with whatever she did or didn't do. The point I'm trying to make is, like, that character of a person has to align with yours. So if initially if the woman or the man does something that that you deem like, dang, that's like a character flaw, that's not one of my core values. Like, I need somebody that's gonna always be willing to give. I need somebody that's always gonna willing to have patience. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
We struggle with certain stuff, yes, but those core values that we have, like, it has to align. So, like, I want to make sure that my person that I'm dating, the person that I'm with, aligns with those same things. And then next, man, you gotta have someone with a plan. You know what I'm saying? You don't want nobody out here just maneuvering and just going with life. Like, you got to have a plan, because if not, bro, you're going to get lost, and it's harder in marriage, right? Like, if you don't have a plan about what y'all going to do, that trickles down to everything else. A plan, right? Financially. Do you want to own the house? Do you want to rent for the rest of your life? Do you want to own your own business? Like, all this other stuff, trickles down from just having a plan. So I would say, like, your faith, you know what I'm saying? Do we share the same beliefs? That those core values, do y'all share the same core values? And then you definitely want someone with a plan. So,
for sure, I agree. Shit, man. Okay, so tell me a challenge you done faced in parenthood and in marriage, and some, what you did to overcome that. I know you were saying earlier, like, you had to learn, like, it ain't on your time no more. You feel me? You can't just be moving and thinking for you. You gotta lead a family. So what is another challenge that you had to overcome?
That's a good question. Some challenges I've had to overcome. Let me see. I think it's two separate too as well. One, is the question challenges of being a husband. Then the second one is challenges of being a father. Some challenges of being a husband, I would say, is one, like, ego.
Okay.
I mean, like, I think I have a very strong ego, and sometimes I just can't get beside myself. And so when you're dealing with someone and another person that depends on, like, everything that you got going on right now, this other person is involved. I don't care in what capacity. Maybe this person don't work with you, right? You make your own money, but it affects your wife, right? Or if I'm going to work out every day, I'm leaving for 2-3 hours a day to go work out or whatever, boom, that affects this, because now she got to pick up the slack at the house. She got to watch, your son. So everything revolves around this person. So just, removing that your ego and being able to understand your partner, understand where they're coming from, because a lot of arguments start with communication. And so if you're not communicating properly, if you're not chilling out and, like, listening, you know what I'm saying? Remove your ego. Like, you're not always right. That's only your perspective.
Facts. I heard somebody say, like, if you want to be right, you don't want to be married. If you always want to be right, you don't want to be married.
You're not right, because, man, people have different perspectives. Like, you only see what you see from your perspective. This other person has a whole different experience than you do.
Facts.
I had it was this one example I got from from someone else. So what they were basically saying is, someone was telling them a story, right? So it's 3 people in the room. The one person is telling the other 2 people a story, and it was like a heartfelt story. One person was like, dang, I got chills from that story, right?
Okay.
The other person said, I didn't get chills from that story. It's just cold in here. Who's to say both of them are not right? It could just be cold in there, or the other person could have got chills from that particular story. So it's all about perspective and experience. So if I'm going into every situation as, it's cold in here, I gotta be able to understand that the other person might not think it's cold. They might actually got chills from that story, right? So it's just different. It's the point of it is perspectives. And so removing that ego and understanding that you're not always right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not always right, and communicating. I think that's one of the biggest challenges I had as a husband, removing that sense of that I'm right. Like, bro, you're not right. You're not right, dog. You're just ego's just in the way. Remove that ego.
I done had those moments where I'm thinking I'm right, and then, but one thing about me, one thing I know my wife can vouch for is, if I'm wrong, I'm gonna come back and see it. I'm gonna come back, baby, I'm sorry. You feel me?
How long did that usually take you to do?
At first, I ain't gonna lie, nigga, I get mad, and if I would get mad or be frustrated, yeah, I go by 2-3 days, just mad. But then after just maturing, you feel me? After growing, it's like I can't go to sleep mad. Like I can't do that. Like we gotta make a joke, and now we so locked in. It's to a point we'll just look at each other and just start laughing. Like,
yeah, I had to grow out of that, bro. Because when I usually get upset or angry, it even takes me a couple of days to understand what I'm feeling, to even communicate that, right? Like, I go silent treatment, you know what I'm saying, for a minute.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't do that. So, like, I think what I've had to learn to do is, one, communicate, like, babe, I don't even know I know that I'm angry right now, but I can't even communicate. I can't even put my thoughts together to communicate, to have this conversation. So instead of, you know what I'm saying, just giving a silent treatment for a day or two, you got to be able to communicate that I'm angry. I need a little minute to even understand what I'm feeling. That's that even that part, right? Like you asked the earlier question about having both parents. Like having both parents don't teach you that emotional intelligence or that communication that you need to have with somebody else, right? Like you don't. Like I saw my parents argue, but I ain't never see them resolve. Like that's gonna be in the back room. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when they actually discussing those things. I don't know my parents' problem. They never taught me their problems or what they was going through. They kept that stuff away from me. I don't know if it was good or bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody want to see their parents argue, but they kept those things away from me. So just because I had both parents doesn't mean I learned how to communicate well or even understand my emotions and be able to, you know, articulate those things.
You teaching me something with that one. Because I always thought like, well, somebody grew up in the house with both parents, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who thought that before. You know, I'm pretty sure it's somebody who's watching this interview who felt that way. But that's what I used to think. Like, if you grew up with both parents in the crib, then you should know how to be a husband. Like, you already got a head start. You ain't learning this shit off the fly.
Nah. So I think where it helped is that I saw family dynamics. Like, I got siblings. We had a big family. Like holidays. Stuff, support, love. I got a lot of that stuff, but it's a lot of things that I didn't get that I'm having to learn now. Okay. You know, being a husband on the fly, and I, you know what I'm saying. And so that was one big thing is like communicating my feelings to my wife. Like in any other situation, we live together, like we here. You know what I'm saying? I can't just dip out. I just dip out like for a few days and go on, then take somebody and be like, I'm ready to, you know, to talk about. Nah, like we here together, so I had to learn how to articulate what I'm feeling. Even if I can't at the time, I need to articulate that I cannot. And then that's where, you know, you got to lean on your partner. Like, and when I say those things, my wife can bring that stuff out of me. Well, was it this that triggered those feelings? What was it? Like y'all on the same team,
right?
So that's one of the challenges and things that we've had to work on that we've improved greatly, and that I'm just happy that I have a patient wife, one that's willing to work with me, willing to understand where I'm coming from and those things. And so, yeah, man, that's one thing I had to learn as a husband, bro.
What about as a parent?
Besides just like the small stuff, right? Like changing diapers and feeding. Like I've had to learn like just nutrition. Like that's one thing that people don't think about. Like you just can't feed this baby anything. You know what I'm saying? You ain't chicken
nugget and fries
nah, man. My son was breastfed for the first year, so learning about breastfeeding.
He advanced already. When you breastfeed him, he advanced already. He ain't doing no Similac.
Nah.
Feel okay, yeah.
So like stuff like that, man. I had to learn, and you learn each other. Like your son, he learns me. He knows what I'm, you know what I'm saying? He can feel what I'm going through and how to get a reaction out of me and stuff like that. So we learn together. And I think that's fulfilling, bro, because like, I think the difference that a man has than a woman, he was growing inside his mom. So they already have a relationship.
They connected.
Without anything else. You know what I'm saying? They have a relationship. I think I had a relationship with my son while he was in the stomach where I can talk to him. He can kick his feet in the stomach. But I don't have that relationship that him and his mom has.
Is that real? Like talking to the stomach and then you can.
Yeah. Like, I read to my son. I wouldn't say every night, but most nights, like I would read to my son and talk to him about my day and just chill out with him to start building that relationship because you're behind. Like it's not a competition between the mom and father, but I want to develop my own relationship with my son. So, you learn and grow together. And so, I think he learns me as much as I'm learning about him and how to take care of him. Like, it's a lot of stuff you don't think about with a child. Like, it doesn't come as easy as people think it might. But, like, it's just, it's a lot to think about. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. Like, is he getting proper sleep? You know what I'm saying? Is he up? Is, like, fundamentally, are you teaching him the things they need to teach at 14, 15 months? Like, he should be learning sign language. I don't know sign language. I'm supposed to teach it to him if I don't know it. So I have to learn that too. That's a challenge that you gotta, you know what I'm saying, that you gotta be willing. Like I'm on YouTube looking at YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying, trying to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to make sure that he's getting the best, you know what I'm saying, the best me, the best education, the best nutrition, all that good stuff.
Facts, man. That what's up, bro. I'm proud. I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I'm proud of you, bro. I'm on that journey. You feel me? I'm working on that. You feel me? I would love to have me a little one pretty soon, but it's God's time.
It's always God's time.
I can't rush it. We can't rush it, but that's definitely in the near future for sure.
And it's gonna happen at the right time too.
Oh yeah, I can't wait, man. Have me a little KB3, man. You feel me? Keep the legacy going. Yeah. So with that whole process, I know they say women are different when they get pregnant. So like during that time, like was it challenging, and what are some things that you did to help your wife during her pregnancy?
I think you just like it still for me goes back to communicating. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
Asking her what do you need from me in this moment? Because what you think she might need, she might be annoyed. I might be doing all this extra stuff. She might be, can you just sit down? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might be thinking you helping and you annoying.
Yeah.
Like, sit down, dog. It could be that. So I think, like for me, it was more so just understanding what she need and being okay with whatever that was. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be, I need you to cook tonight, or I need you to, it can be anything, but just understanding that you need to communicate, like you need to ask, you need to be willing to take whatever response that comes from that too as well. Because they do go through a lot. I wouldn't say my wife went through a lot it wasn't a tough pregnancy in my opinion, right? I don't know, like she had her own experience.
Yeah, you definitely don't know.
I don't know. But I felt like just being available and being there said a lot, because a lot of women don't have that. They don't have someone there with them the whole time to hold their hand, like sleeping with you at night.
Right.
Rubbing your stomach. Going in the middle of the night. You want some food. They don't have that. So just being available for whatever she needed during that time was I was saying what I had to help out with. But it wasn't. I don't think it was tough. In my opinion, it wasn't tough.
All right. See. Not only am I doing the interview, I'm also getting game as well. I'm getting some cheat codes. You feel me? So I can be on my P's and Q's. Yeah. You feel me? When it's my time. You feel me? So whole pregnancy, you've been talking to your son while he been in the stomach. You feel me? You kicking it with him. You building that relationship with him. Mm-hmm. What are some of the emotions that you had when he first came out and you feel me? He brand new to the world. What are some of your first emotions, like your thoughts, like you holding them in your hand, like what's going through your head at this point?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool that you asked this, bro. Nobody's ever asked me about, my experience being there at that moment. So I've never even talked about this. So it was cool. I think I talked leading up to the birth. Even prepping, right? So like, man, we don't know shit, bro. We don't know. We go with the flow, right? So like, I don't know.
Hold on. How was it though? Like, was it like wake up like it's about to happen? It's about to happen.
Nah, it's not like that. Nah,
that's some movie shit, dude.
Yeah, that's movie.
Okay.
So like, even leading up, like, so you have everybody know about doctor appointments leading up, but leading up, bro, you start going every week. So the appointments can be from it goes from every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks, or whatever it was to leading up closer to the pregnancy. It goes every week. So you're at the doctor a lot. You already prepping. You getting a bag together, overnight bags. You already got that ready. You getting your child's bags ready. So like the preparation was already there. So we ready, right? Like bedroom set up, crib set up, bassinet set up. The preparation is there. So it happens, the water break or whatever. Work, they already know we're getting ready to go and leave. So from that point, like everything is just, okay, water break, let's just remain calm. Like everything is already in place. Mm-hmm. Oh, this bag is right there. We cool. Okay, boom. We got this. Let me call in the job. It's happening right now. I don't have nothing else to drop. Like I don't have nothing else to think about but this.
Okay.
So we get there, and I think it take like another day, like a few more hours, like overnight at least. So I was sleeping on like the little side bed. She was in there, her bed, and we just waiting on it. Any moment it can start happening, right?
Damn.
But you there, like you prepared, bro. Like you done talked about it. Y'all done talked about the plan. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm not gonna speak specifically to my wife, but you talking about is she gonna take that epidural? Is it gonna be a natural birth? You already talked about it. At this point, when I say this, or you should know what I'm going through to help me through this. So you talked about it, bro. And I think my approach was I need to remain calm. I'm not going through any of that really. I have the plan. I got everything written down, what we need to do. Even from the fact that I'm writing, I got sticky notes around the room with affirmations. You got this, babe. You're like just affirmations. I got candles going in the room. Like,
and they let you light the candles in there?
You can do a lot. You know what I'm saying? You discuss that with the doctor in the hospital. So you want to find something that works for you. And so we found, we liked our delivery doctor at our hospital. And it just worked for us. And so you have the plan. You know your do's and don'ts. You know what you need to do. So leading up, it's getting ready to happen. She's getting ready to have the baby. And for me, I think my first encounter, bro, this was crazy. This was a shocker for me. So I guess this prepped me for the actual delivery. So she's I can actually they pulled me up. So they're seeing how much she's, you know what I'm saying, she's available. So I can see him inside of her before even she can see him.
Damn,
so I had the first view of him in his head, and I can see a head full of hair, and I'm like, dang, this is my son. But at the same time, I ain't gonna hold you. At the same time, like, yes, he got some hair.
Yes, he got some hair.
So like, I'm already excited before she even get to see him, because I'm the first person that get to see him before him. And so that's pretty cool for me that I got to do that. That was something that, you know what I'm saying, that he's growing in her, so she got that experience, but I got the first viewing experience, right? So he's coming out or whatever, and I get to help bring him out with the doctor. I got the gloves on and everything, and I get to bring him out, and like in the moment while that's happening, it happened quick. Him coming out, because he can get stuck. Anything his arm can get wrapped around the umbilical cord and thing like that. So it happens pretty quickly. Like when it's time, it's go time. So you're not really thinking about nothing else. Same as like playing sports. Like when you out there, you're not really afraid. You're not thinking about it because it's just happening in the moment.
Yeah.
So in the moment, I'm not thinking about anything else besides like I don't feel the shock yet. You know what I'm saying? Like it helped that I got to see him first and I got to touch his head before. And this was like maybe 30 minutes before anything else. I got to touch his head way before the delivery.
Okay.
So that was cool for me. So I got that little shock factor out the way. So the delivery is happening, and it happens real quick, and he come out, man, and it's like, dang, it's really me. But he goes straight to the mom though, so they can start that process. But I think after the delivery, bro, and seeing him and stuff like that, you're just proud. Like I felt proud for my wife that she did it. Like when you see it, you be like, how? How? You can't even put it in words, bro. It's a life that just came out your wife.
What did it do for you? For like, what was your thoughts on her after you seen it? Like, did you like, man, I love you even more now? Like,
it wasn't really love more. Like you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say that, but I was just so proud of her. Like I think at the end of the day, we're still individual people. Okay. And I think that was an accomplishment for her. Yeah, that was a big thing for her. It's a big thing for me as well. But being a mother is a big thing for her. And so in that moment, like I wasn't even thinking about myself anymore. I was just thinking about her. I can see her connecting with my son, and I was just proud and happy for her in that moment, and was like, "Yeah, babe, I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm just glad I get to be a part of your life." So that was more of my feeling before I can even start thinking about, what I was feeling for myself.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up, man. Congratulations on the healthy baby as well, because that's a big deal in itself.
It's a concern, man. All them doctor's appointments, you figure out like everything that could go wrong. You know what I'm saying? You thinking about it, right? Because you just want to be careful. It is a delicacy, especially with black women in the hospital. So you do think about it. But I just wanted to make sure that I was there for my wife and able to support her in any way that I could. So
for sure. So like I was telling the people before we got all into this stuff, you feel me? The real, I would like to say a lot of this has been real and emotion filled so far. Okay. But I'm gonna take it back a little bit, because we've been knowing each other since freshman year. So from New Men's Dorm, you feel me? People who went to Miles College, y'all know what that is, you feel me? So all the way from back when Dre was rapping in the room with the Nuda packs and all that shit like that.
Yeah.
Did you think that the Will you is today, where you at today, that you would be here?
Yeah, like I always, I wouldn't say like I didn't know I was gonna be in Charlotte, I was gonna be married, I was gonna be a husband, but I always had the mindset of the type of man that I want to be.
Okay.
I had that vision for myself, and that looked very successful. You know what I'm saying? It looked relevant. I feel like I'm relevant. You know what I'm saying? It looked like black and family oriented. I didn't know how many kids. I didn't know if I was gonna be married by right now. I didn't know, but I knew I was gonna be. I'm very family oriented. And I'm very pro black when it comes to that too.
Thanks.
So I knew like those type of things. I knew for myself, and so right now, like I'm not. A lot of people be saying they proud of me. Like, you know what I'm saying? You say you proud of me, and I appreciate those sentiments a lot. Like I really do. But it's not a shocker to me where I'm at.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's always been me. It's always been the plan. And I'm proud of myself too, where I come, but still it's not my end. It's just part of the journey. And so at that time in college, like I knew where I could be, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just happy that I'm on that. I feel like I'm still on that growth track to where I need to be.
That's what's up, man. I honestly, I didn't know, man. I thought I was going to be a bachelor. Thought I was gonna be, you feel me, high rise, bachelor pad, living. Stop it.
That's what a good woman do to you, though.
Stop it.
You know
none of that.
Yeah.
None of that, man. We buying a house and done got married, renovating, all kind of stuff. I am not that guy, fellas. I am not who I thought I would be, and I'm glad though, because like you said, a good woman will do that to you.
Mm-hmm. I think a good woman will do that, and like. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you still growing, I think that's the biggest thing, bro. People get caught up into, where they are in life, right? Like, dang, like this is my predicament. This is where I'm at. They looking around and just not happy with, you know what I'm saying, where they are. But I think the better view, the better perspective is, are you that same person you were yesterday? Are you the same person you were last year? And if you're not, if you've grown from that, you should be proud of yourself.
X.
And so, like, that's my biggest thing. Like I said, I've always had this mindset of where I'm going to be. I might not be there yet, or, you know what I'm saying, even before this, like, I wasn't there, but I've never been the same person I was the year before. I'm always growing. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going through every situation. I'm always putting myself in uncomfortable situations to grow. Mm-hmm. Like when I moved to New York, bro, I moved to New York with 2 duffel bags. I ain't even see where I'm staying before I went to New York, bro. The dude was showing me the apartment. He like, is this gonna work for you? I'm telling him, it gotta work. I don't have nowhere else to stay. So I'm always putting myself in situations that's gonna make me grow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the perspective to have, and that's the outlook to have on life, is always put yourself in positions to grow, because you never know what you can go through. You know what I'm saying? You never know what you can handle.
Tell you.
And it's beautiful on the other side of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What helped me a lot with that was, you feel me, going through what we went through with Alpha. You feel me, just knowing like you stay down, it's gonna be light on the other side of that tunnel, for sure.
Yeah, we got a saying, begin with the end in mind.
Facts.
And that's what life in general, bro.
Facts.
You got to begin with the end in mind, because it's a long road, it's a long journey, and it never ends. Like, I'm sure, like, you know what I'm saying. Say somebody, want to buy a house, right? Somebody want to buy a house. When you buy that house, it's gonna be, dang, now I want a swimming pool in the back. Dang, now you got the swimming pool in the back. Then it's gonna be like, dang, we need another car. I want a 4-car garage, so now I'm gonna have to build on to this. It's always gonna be something else. So the journey never stops.
Nope.
But you just got to begin with the end in mind and continue to go through whatever you got to go through to get what you need.
Facts. Like, I'm working on some stuff right now outside of the podcast, and I'm growing. Like, it's taking me to another level. Like, when I left the fire department, I was thinking, you feel me, what I did after I left, that was cool. That helped me grow. I did some stuff after that, better situation. And then I realized, like, last year, 2023. By the way, this is the first interview of 2024, by the way. You feel me?
Yeah.
So last year, where I left off at, damn, what I was about to say. Damn. it left my mind in fact. But no, last year was, I would say, was my last year chasing money. Like right now, what I'm doing, I'm strictly chasing passion. Like everything that I'm doing, I can say some other stuff that I'm working on. I wouldn't even say that's about the money for real. It's just about the field, the opportunity on where that's gonna take me. Like I'll be able to set up, you feel me, set up generations with this next thing. But last year was I would say my last year chasing the money. So now I'm really on a journey of finding myself.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, bro. That's a good point. Just personally, I feel like that's what I'm trying to do now too. Because it went through a small time frame in my life where like I was just unhappy and I couldn't figure out why. I couldn't figure out, why I'm not happy. Why I can't wake up at 4:15 and get after it like I really want to.
Yeah.
And it's because like I wasn't chasing my I'm not doing anything I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
In life. You know what I'm saying? And so right now, I think I'm in the midst of finding out what I'm passionate about, which I want to ask you, like, how do you figure out what you're passionate about? Like, what are some steps? Is it always something that you've been passionate about, or can that change? So how do you figure that out? And then how do you get that mindset to sacrifice? So like my job, I got a family to feed. So those things is really hard. Like if I want to be, if I want to do what I'm passionate about, but I still got to make a certain income to maintain my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not talking about no lavish lifestyle. I'm talking about a lifestyle that's comfortable for my family that they're used to. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what I want to ask you. Like, how do you figure out what you're passionate about? Then what's the steps to take to get there and working through that?
Okay, that's a good question. So with my journey, everybody's journey is definitely different. I could honestly say that I probably would have never found my passion if I never stopped chasing the money. Like everything I got, if I ain't making this certain amount, then I ain't doing it. So once I got over that hump, like I said, like before we started, I had this equipment for 3 months. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. Me and my brother, we was actually going to put together a course for adjusting. Like that's what I do. I do insurance adjusting on properties and stuff. So we was going to put together a course and sell it to people. So that was the initial reason for buying it. And then we was like, we going to do a podcast together. And then he was like, well, bro, I ain't really into the being on camera and stuff like that. We was in Chicago. I was doing the insurance adjusting stuff, and I'm just looking at this stuff, and it was something telling me like I had the most money that I ever had in my life, and it was like this shit is not making me happy. Not saying that I was looking for the money to make me, you feel me, happy. I was still able to provide and stuff out like that, but it wasn't everything. I ain't feel complete. You feel me? Like it was good. I ain't gonna say that I wasn't happy just because I had money. Like, nah, nigga, it feels great to be a provider. I don't knock that. But it was something telling me like, you need to do content. Because if you can remember when I first graduated college, this was what I was doing. I was doing the radio stuff, and I really had a passion for that. But that didn't go as I planned. So you feel me? I just thought like, damn, this must not be for me. But once you feel me, locked back in, I was like, when I was in Chicago, it was something just kept telling me, you need to do content. You need to do content. I don't know what it was. I came back home. I tried it for a little bit. I was trying to figure out how the fuck I edit videos. I was trying to edit the videos, and it just wasn't working for me. So I was like, damn, why ain't this shit working? And then someone was like, you need to put down the weed. You feel me? It's some stuff that you need to change. Like if I take you to this level, if I take you to this next level, it's going to be some stuff that you have to sacrifice. So once I started sacrificing those habits and stuff like that, it just came to me, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie. And ever since then, it's like, I really enjoy this shit. Like it ain't nothing that I'm not getting paid for this stuff right now, but I know eventually it's definitely going to take me to some places and open some doors for me that I never thought would have,
So you saying you need to make the sacrifices?
Yeah, you got to make certain sacrifices. Like I believe like certain things ain't gonna open up until you got to give up. You got to give up your old life and to step into this new one. And as far as finding the passion, it was a old passion that died, but I just brought it back to life. Like I ain't know what the fuck. I ain't know because I didn't know anything else. Like I know how to rap, but it's like that ain't my passion to be no fucking rapper. You feel me? My passion is to really, when I sat down and thought about it, it's like the last thing that I was passionate about so much where I started to get my fucking car repoed because it was like, even though I'm not being paid to be at the radio station, I got to be here. You feel me? Like I'm doing radio ads. I'm doing all this stuff. So as I sat down and thought, I'm like, oh, this is the last thing that I was like absolutely passionate about. I didn't care if I made money from it. Let me try it again. I already got the equipment. You feel me? Now it's just about hooking this stuff up and figuring it out. How to edit, how to, you feel me, make thumbnails, how to do this stuff. So I would say it was a passion that I once had that I stepped away from because I started my journey of chasing the money. And then once I got tired of chasing the money again, I went back to the passion. You feel me?
I got you. Let me ask you this is a little follow-up question though. You were saying that it's a tangent, but you were saying that New York is congested. You don't think Chicago congested?
Chicago, the part that I was in Schaumburg. So not really, not from what I saw. Only thing bad I have to say about Chicago is in the area I was in, it felt like I could feel the racism. Like I could fucking feel it. Like
more than like being in the South?
Hell yes. Like our people down here, our white folk down here in Georgia, shit, they love a league compared to the folks up there, bro. Like, man, my wife had came up to see me for a brief, like for a few days while I was up there. I was up there for, I want to say 90 days, probably a little bit over 90 days. I had a contract and working every single day. Wife came up there and we went to Chipotle, right? Mm-hmm. So we walk in and they just look at us and the workers just started going to the back. You feel me? Like just walking to the back. And I'm like, what the fuck going on? You feel me? Yeah. Numerous encounters, bro. I was coming out of Chipotle. This is a different separate time. And I was actually about to go in and I was backing up. And then the lady, she like, you about to hit my car. You feel me? Nowhere near hitting her car. Yeah. And she like, you about to hit my car? And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Wait. All of that was just, I felt like it was a test to me. It was something that I had to overcome. You feel me? And it's like, you feel me? I don't know, but it was crazy, bro. Like, it was crazy.
I ain't had no experiences like that in New York. Everybody was super cool. Everybody was cool.
My experience in New York, right? I wouldn't even up there that long, but a Mexican just rode up on a bike and was just mean mugging me. Like, I'm looking at him like, damn, dude, what's up? Like, what's up with that?
Yeah. Nothing happened. Like,
he was just looking at me like, I'm like, I don't know what
it is some weird people in this world, but yeah.
That shit was cool though, man. But other than that, I don't know. Now I do like New Jersey though. I love New Jersey.
So I was in New Jersey a lot. That's where my wife lived. So when we first started dating, she was in New Jersey, and I was in Birmingham. And so it would be stints where I'm in New Jersey for like 3 weeks at a time up in New Jersey. And so that was cool. It was a lot different experience than it was in New York, but I did like New Jersey. It gets cold up there, bro.
I went up there when it was cold. I was up there more towards when it was warm. And I'm sorry, New Jersey. I had some, you feel me, some certain judgments. I thought people up north couldn't cook soul food. Some of the goddamn best soul food I ever had in my life came out of New Jersey. I forgot the name of the spot, but some of the best goddamn soul food I had in my life came out of New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey was fun, dog. I like New Jersey too. So, yeah.
For sure. My last question for you, brother. Mm-hmm. How important is black love to you?
It's very important. And not just in a not just in a heterosexual relationship or homosexual relationship. I'm talking about friendships. I feel like that's black love as well.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships with, the youth in your community, relationships with your teachers. All of that is grouped in Black love for me, and like that's what I thrive on. And that's the biggest aspect of what I got from my family, my siblings, my parents. Is like at the end of the day, like we love each other and we all we got. And so that's how I move forward in life, just with love and love for my Black relationships and my relationships outside of that as well. But for this topic, it's Black love. It's just like that's important. That's what I thrive on. That's what I need. That's why I get up every morning. You know what I'm saying? Because I love my family.
Thanks.
Me and my son. That's Black love to me, man. That's why I get up. That's why I'm motivated, and that's how I move throughout the day. So it's very important to me, and it's something that you got to continue to work at too. Sometimes people get on your damn nerve, your last nerve. Family members, God,
Trying to tell you,
your last nerve, but you love them so much, and that's what you thrive off of. So you figure it out. You figure out how to coexist together, and so that's, man, it's everything to me. And I would get rid of all my accomplishments, everything I'm successful at, all that. It wouldn't mean nothing if I didn't have like the people in my life who I have and be able to share those things with, bro. That's pivotal for me. That's monumental for me. So
I appreciate that, my brother. I appreciate you for sitting down with me today. I appreciate you for the game that you have, given. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be somebody out there who can pick up something that you done put down today. You feel me? Sure. If you all have enjoyed this content, enjoyed this interview, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. You feel me? Leave down in the comments some of your feedback that you do have. And if you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like I told y'all, I'm here to stay. I ain't here to play. And until next time, I'm going to catch you on the next interview. We out.
Hey, I'm taking that one, dog. I got to take that one. Hey, I'm here to stay. I ain't here to play.
Yeah.